Hello, everyone, and today I will be covering propaganda and how racism is used to push propaganda. Now, these are all public propaganda sites that you can access that I'm going to be visiting today. Um, but this is just some of these are gonna be repetitive, but it's gonna be showing how racism was used within propaganda to I I don't know. Okay. I want to make a disclaimer first. I'm fully aware that the Japanese people during World War II had committed heinous crimes against not only humanity, its own people, with 732 or 731, I forget which one it is. But I'm saying that to spread propaganda, racism is going to make the people of the Japanese background, they're going to be like lynched within the country potentially, and it's like racism toward them, and not because they use this propaganda a lot to dehumanize like the Japanese people. So whenever you go through these, you will notice a lot for the Japanese. They try to make them have really huge teeth and have squinted eyes, and then sometimes they go off like accent and stuff, how they can't pronounce certain things due to their I'm not sure how it is actually. But so here's right here. In the immediate aftermath of the attack on Pearl Harbor, December 7th, 1941, the United States government and public media began all-out propaganda campaign targeting the Japanese. While some propaganda focused on the military differences between the two countries, most was designed with racism in mind, to invoke a sense of cultural superiority. I'm going to stop there. Because this basically, yeah, American propagandists designed posters that portrayed the Japanese as weak, feeble, and animals. Yeah, and portraying them as animals is dehumanizing them, in my opinion. Um, so we'll start with this one, analyzing this. Don't say this face. So first off, I can already notice the eyes, the teeth, um, and then the yellow skin, which is like that wasn't quite really pushed yet, but I mean it was still like a racist thing. This is I don't know why they felt the need to like do this. So okay, here we'll just yeah, oh yeah, American labor as well. In this image, a fist with American labor written on it punches, and the arm punches the jaw of the. I don't know how to pronounce that word. I'm illiterate. I'm just kidding. I can read, but like not well. Um, yeah. So I just want to say that this is promoting like it's meant to invoke American pride with the American labor thing and the red, white, and blue, um, and Japanese flag in the background. Yeah, but the army civilian. Oh, and then I want to specify that I is so there might have been like I already said how the Japanese committed crimes and everything. Yes, that was a problem with the Japanese, but no human deserves to have their like okay, so I'm saying this is bad because it affects the people who didn't do anything wrong within Japan. So, anyways, beginning in 1942, the Japanese occupied parts of the Aleutian Islands in Alaska, also known as Atutu. What Atutu? Atu and Kiska. Occupation of the Aleutian Islands allowed for greater control of transportation in the Pacific Ocean. Take note of the race representation for the Japanese, and what does it mean to be a rat? Yeah, that one's a really good question there. I think it means to like try and scum down the Japanese people. And this is like you can see here, they're still even as a rat, they still push their racist narratives with the eyes and the teeth. Do rats even have teeth? I think they have like small teeth. Um so what's going on here? I don't understand this one really. Dr. Seuss black and white cartoon depicts a long line of Japanese people. This was in a doctor's. Oh my goodness, they've been spreading propaganda longer than I can count. I thought this one was in a newspaper somewhere, but no, it's just in Dr. Seuss. Like, that's pushing racist narratives onto the children. But okay, so it's depicting Japanese people taking TNT. Um, Dr. Seuss spent much of his early career as a political cartoonist. His early cartoons never shied away from racist imagery. Later in life, Dr. Seuss would establish his opinion on racism and would write children's books like The Sneetches. So, I'll look into that later. I want to know if Dr. Seuss is a racist or not. That's actually, yeah. Okay. So, Tokyo Kids say, and Tojo very, belly happy. So this is like, okay. In these two posters, the artists have made a much purposeful attempt to portray the Japanese people with subhuman features. For instance, both pictures depict the Japanese with large teeth, and in the second poster, the designer targeted how the Japanese accent removes the R. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah, that's. And this one was, I know for a fact, was in a newspaper, I think. So this one shows racist undertones. I get the full thing. Like I have some of these repeated in within my sources, unfortunately, but I will see the full thing later there. Um, this one I don't know if I can trust this source, but racist. Like obviously, I know about racist stereotypes. I'm not sure about the rape and plunder of the continent. Like I'm not sure about that. Um, I'm gonna try to see something. Okay, so this paragraph here, I'm not gonna read the full thing. Provides the history of racist stereotyping and media bias toward Africa to help skew American public opinion. Yeah, also, I want to specify that within Africa and the Middle East, the United States has intervened in wars where it's not supposed to. In the African area, they have started mini coups. Um, but yeah, New York Times Heritage of White Supremacy. Africans were arrested at a position not so much between heaven and earth as between earth and hell. What? The poor savages, the poor dark savages on the dark continent. Hmm. I like how I don't. I'm sure they didn't know this at the time, but all life sprouted, or not all life necessarily. All human life sprouted from Africa. So yeah. Um. While I'm Before I go into the next thing I want to say, I feel like I hate nationalism in general. I don't know if this is whatever. Um. I hate nationalism in general, whether it's like white nationalism, black nationalism. Like, I mean, I'm okay with people wanting a leader that's going to care for them, if that makes sense. Like the African nationalism with that one African revolutionary, I forget what his name is now, he was a communist. He wanted what was best for Africa because he was an African and he was going to try to unite Africa, which I feel like would have been best for Africa. I'm pretty sure he was going to try to guarantee peace in the Middle East. I'm not fully sure on that. Um, but I'm okay with that sort of nationalism. I'm not okay with racial nationalism, such as Hitler's nationalism, Trump's nationalism. The list goes on and on. And yes, I will compare Hitler and Trump because, oh yeah, fun fact: did you know that current world tensions, world, world, current world tensions are like they resemble that of World War II whenever it was starting to destabilize, if you will. A few weeks ago, President Donald Trump had sparked yet another international confer- controversy where he referenced his media to shithole countries to describe immigrants from Haiti and El Salvador and African nations. While the media has since moved on to other stories, including the president's widely anticipated first State of the Union address, Africans are not quite ready to forgive and forget. Okay, I'm just gonna look through these, summarizing some of this. Yeah, no, but you guys can look at this stuff yourself. Like, um, so what countries that they're fighting against the United States tend to push racist stereotypes. Okay, um, so yeah, here this is just like the same ones, but this one we get like the full guidelines on how to spot a Jap. So okay, so basically it goes on to talk about how the Chinese had a smooth face, the Jap runs to hair, and then you look at like it's comparing their profiles, like how they look from side. So I'm pretty sure on. So I'm pretty sure it's talking about like yeah. So I'm pretty sure in the stereotyping they're referring to this one as a yeah, okay, yeah, the J. And this is Chinese. Japs find Oriental civilian group. Maybe hold on. The Chinese strides, Jap shuffles. Hmm. Okay, and then yeah, this just talks about they have space toast. I don't even know if this stereotype is true. I mean, sure, genetics are like this, and I don't know. I think this pushes racist stereotypes. I'm just gonna say that because if you look to Chinese public servant, and then it's talking about how they have like more like wider eyes, I guess, and then their face shape, and then Chinese is talking about massive cheek and jawbone, yeah, and then nobody is safe propaganda. So okay, so they're just trying to motivate you to work against them. Oh, there's a swastika insignia right there. I don't know if I am I gonna have to blur that out. I might have to blur that out. And then I actually didn't see this one whenever I was picking this out. Okay, so it's talking like obviously this propaganda, Golden Eagle dropping a bomb, Golden Eagle, the eagle dropping a bomb on the snake, which is Japanese. I don't know that this pushes the teeth push racist stereotypes, but that's all I see really. Um, Again, feel free to make your own videos on this. Hold on. Notion the Japanese were subhuman. Yeah, but we were also proposing ourselves as an eagle, so I don't know if this is like a notion they were subhuman. Okay, so cartoons. Yeah, this is like a they put it as like this monster monkey thing, which is like subhuman. Yeah, Disney cartoons in particular propaganded racial stereotypes, casting the U.S. as a warrior cultured hero fighting against a Vermonious enemy. Okay. Yeah. Commando Duck. Anti-Japanese 1945 animated film Donald Duck short film Commando Duck. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, so propaganda has always been pushed through like these. Okay, yeah, this is just the same one, but it goes more in depth. I don't know who this lady is here. You might want. Here, I'm actually gonna look her up real quick. Who is this? Because she defended propaganda. I don't know if I need to care about her or not. Who the fuck? Historian who has published books and articles on war propaganda. Oh, she's an author. And she, hold on, let me read this before I go out of context. Define propaganda. I thought she defended it. Yeah, manipulate social suggestion. So yeah, this is just trying to show, like, that we saw this one earlier, except it was in black and white. It's just trying to depict, fear tactic, yeah. That's really it. Yeah, and this is just more on the, how to spot a Jap thing, I guess. Yeah, okay. I'm not gonna spend my entire day going through these articles, but like I'm going over main things. Oh yeah, and then this one. So anti-Irish propaganda, new waves of immigration in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. They showed like anti-immigrant sentiment. So basically, Irish people. It just showed. Ah, so it was pushing Irish stereotypes. They don't have an image here, but I don't fully trust this article because they don't have a answer.com. I should check my source here. Let's go back and check our sources real quick. Edu dot com. Okay. Dot org. Okay. Some of these are at least .orgs. Yeah, we're skipping that one because. Okay. Yeah. Hold on. Accusations of barbarianism through who? Is this like Great Britain? Oh, Great Britain pushed this. Okay. Hold on, let's take a look at who this is real quick. What? Is he just not on here? Sorry. Okay. Basically German emperor. They enjoy that enjoy cruelty, depicted as militarized, inhumane monsters. She involved torturing the innocent civilians, cutting off children's hands and women's breasts, therefore seen to be targeting the most helpless victims. So okay, this is just British propaganda then against the Germans in World War One. Think right? No, that's not even world. That's leading into World War Two. Oh wait, no. Who is So okay, yeah, no, that's before World War One. So he would have been involved during like the Prussian Empire, if I'm correct. So the France also trying to depict the German soldiers as stupid, uncivilized, and malicious brutes who had internalized German militarism. Yeah. So Russia had pushed propaganda. I'm just saying that it's always not just the United States who pushed racist stereotypes. It's every country that does it in their propaganda. And I feel like race racism as a whole is horrible. And I'm just saying that like I feel the um that propaganda will always affect everyone. It's not because okay, so there's racism and discrimination and everything, just how there was World War II that Hitler did. I hate whenever I was being taught racism from a young age. I thought it was long gone. It's far from it. In fact, it's having a resurgence with everything that's happening right now. I just want to say, World War II, in Nazi Germany, there was this quote from a guy. I forget what his name is. I keep forgetting what his name is whenever I cite his quote. But he said first in Nazi Germany they went for the communist, socialist, Marxist, and he didn't speak up because he wasn't communist, socialist, or Marxist. And then they went for the Jews, and they pushed for the Jewish people. And then they went for him, and there was no one left to speak up for him. So that means speak up because it can make a difference for everyone, and you should speak up for everyone, because if you don't, if you allow your country to do something to other people, eventually it's going to happen to you. That's how it works. There's no denying it. Okay, anyways, especially so they basically just use like associations with Satan as like against the other people. Yeah, they had just been doing that. In the United States, we've already went into theirs, but they, hmm, yeah, British stereotype. German propaganda focused on England. The Russians nation main advertise. Okay. So yeah, this is basically cited from, uh, oh yeah. And then we've got one more. During World War II, the U.S. government patented a massive run of propaganda posters that occupied a unique place in the American history. Okay, so this is just depicting racist stereotypes. Large mouth, big, decent sized teeth, I would say. The eyes, and then the yellow skin. And then this is just, the Jap Trap, which is depicting them as subhuman once again. Whack a Jap on the back of his lap. Okay, so this is just the thing here, and then stop him, that's just Hitler. That's, I don't know why that's considered racist propaganda, that's Hitler. Hitler is Hitler. Whatever. I mean, it is depicting him as violent, and I feel like there's a certain extent of stuff that you can do before you become subhuman. But I'm saying this is wrong, like this stuff here, because it defies an entire race and not a single person. If that makes sense. Large teeth. What is this even promoting? What am I looking at? Whatever. Okay, so this just um punching the Japanese with the like American stuff there. This is the enemy, and it depicts them carrying a naked woman. Um, yeah. Save a tap, slap a jap. I guess, dude. Yeah, that's just insanely racist. Like, you're not even putting them as subhuman. You're putting them in like the uncanny valley area. And then this is that that's the mustache man. I might have to blur some of these insignias. Okay. I'll probably just put this video is not made for kids. Because this is like, okay. This tells you to invest in war bonds to keep the Japanese from your home. Not even to like enlist or anything. Um but don't don't stay home from work. Oh, so this is saying don't stay home from work or else, like, the Japanese will invade you that day. So, wait, is this guy, like, the leader at the time? Because they're depicting him, like, a lot in, like, the Tokyo, and, like, not even how you spell Tokyo, I don't think. Um, could you like a careless worker? Yeah, just pushing these, like, you can see the squinted eyes, the teeth, and then, like, the fat lips. I don't know if that's, like, a thing that they push. Wash up early, rush out the door, or give the Jap time for win war. Wait, is this trying to make them seem illiterate? Oh, and then I failed to mention ears, eyes, teeth. Why are their lips purple? And then they just keep pushing the same narrative here. Nazi insignia. Um, okay. So, stay on job until every murdering Jap is wiped out. Okay. Propaganda departments must have been particularly proud of its ability to work gay images in the posters. Yeah, you notice that here with, like, putting the bullet up his ass, I guess. I don't know. Keep them bums on double as Hitler, and they're pushing racist narratives on the Japanese leader. Say what the heck by the sacks. Break the necks of 230 quacks. Yeah, so that's just promoting him. All I want to say before I end this video is it is horrible to spread racist narratives against your fellow humans. I want to say that you are not safe from racism. No one is safe from racism. It's just horrible, horrible to see how bad racism has gotten. But that's really all I have. I think I'm gonna cover nationalism real quick. So nationalism is the want to be ruled by, like, a leader of your own race in some cases just someone who will do the best for you. But I feel like in my dream society, the idea of a race will be abolished, except it will be remembered what happened under this ideology of an existence of race, and culture will stay, but racism, like I will see you and describe, like, if I was, say there was a person who was Irish and I was, like, describing them because they ran into the crime. I'm going to say that they were Irish, but I'm not going to try to push these, like, narratives. Feel like, oh yeah, all Irish people are bad because this one Irish guy did this bad thing. No one is safe from that. And I want to say that our US government has pushed narratives that fight that. Anyways, have a good morning, everybody. It is currently 10 o'clock where I live.